When we started busing these illegal immigrants across the country to sanctuary cities, it showed two things. One is sanctuary cities were lying about saying they wanted all these illegal immigrants, because as soon as they had to actually deal with it, they said, no, 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 stop. The second thing that it did was to change the political conversation across the United States, because when New York, Chicago, LA, Washington, D.C., when they actually had to deal with illegal immigrants, that brought to those cities what is exactly going on the border. And this made this a national issue, and in part has led to the downfall of Joe Biden in the polls on the immigration issue.
It's about a year ago, maybe more, but you met Joe Biden at an airport tarmac in Texas, and you presented him with a letter. I think it was some suggestions. Tell us about, before you tell us what was in the letter, and you've spoken about that before, was he receptive at all? There was something about that moment that I don't think he was getting it, but you were there.
So I think I caught him off guard, because he got off of an airplane. It's kind of common for a governor to meet a president when they arrive on a tarmac. I think he was not expecting to be handed a letter, and I reduced it to a single page, made it easy so he could read it and understand what I had in it. And I had in there things that he could do immediately without any further action by Congress to make sure he secures the border. America does not know this, because Joe Biden lied to America by telling America that he needed Congress to take action. The fact of the matter is, when Joe Biden took office, there were laws already passed by Congress that do three things. It requires the president to deny illegal entry to anybody coming in illegally. It requires him to detain anybody who gets here illegally. And it requires the president to build border barriers. He's not doing any of those three things. And I handed him a letter to tell him exactly what he could do. He never even responded to it.
What do you think the motivation is on his part? What, if you really got down to his core, why is he allowing this to happen? Why won't he take those steps? What's going on there?
Part of it is listen, the left-wingers in the Democrat Party, like Ocasio-Cortez and others like that, they are demanding this. Remember, there was a poll recently showing about 20% of Democrats believe that we should not have borders in the United States of America. And he's trying to appeal to the far left of the Democrat Party. Second thing that we know, and that is that when you look at when a census is taken for purposes of apportionment for the number of members of Congress and electoral college votes, what they look at is not citizens, but residents. And so even though people are fleeing California and even New York, going to states like Texas, there are illegal people coming to New York and California, where they will be able to maintain the same number of members of Congress as well as electoral college votes.
Which gets back to earlier. I mean, are you a little bit concerned that, with these buses coming to New York, and again, I understand why, that you're kind of helping along with that?
So bottom line, what I'm doing, I'm helping Texas. I'm the governor of Texas. My job is to take care of Texas, our communities, and our safety. And so my job is to get those illegal immigrants out of our state.
Eric Adams, our famously ineffective and race card playing mayor. He really is something else. You guys have been kind of having a public debate. He made some comments overnight, I believe. Take a look.
I was wondering if you could comment on Governor Abbott being here today for the Republican gala.
I'm going to offer him a stay in one of the Hercs so he can see what he has created and understand how we are treating people with the dignity and respect that he should have shown as well. And I'm not quite sure why he's here and what he's doing while here, but he's going to see how you can manage the crises with coordination.
He's a real goofball.
Your thoughts?
Listen, what he just talked about was nothing more than a gimmick. People need to understand that there are people dying on the watch of Mayor Adams here in New York. Look at the carnage in the subway systems itself and the people being assaulted and attacked there. Look at the police officers of New York City that are responsible to Mayor Adams who were attacked in Times Square. Look at the police officer who was shot and killed by someone who had been arrested 20 times before for crimes. If he's talking about anything, he needs to be talking about what he's going to do to make his community safer and livable for the people of New York and for visitors who visit here. He's not doing his job. He's just playing gimmickry in his rhetoric.